The question is to find the consumer surplus. The question goes like this: when the demand function of Apple, which is denoted by X in a city A for price P, is being given as X is equal to 50 minus 1 upon 10 P, find consumer surplus when current market price is $50. Okay, so what we are being given? We are being given the demand function for Apples is equal to, that is X is equal to 50 minus 1 upon 10 P. Okay, current market price is being given us as $50. We need to find out the consumer's surplus. Okay, so there are two methods of solving this question. Since we have a linear demand function, we can use the graphical method here, and other is to use the integration. Okay, so first we will see the graphical method. So let's first draw the graph. Okay, we have the quantity of apples on the horizontal axis and price on the vertical axis. Okay, first we draw this demand function on the graph. Okay, so when x is equal to 0 in this demand function, that gives us 50 minus 1 upon 10 p is equal to 0, which gives us 1 upon 10 p is equal to 50, or which gives us price is equal to 500. Okay, so we got the price intercept. We actually need only one intercept, that is price intercept here. Okay, which is here 500. Okay, this is our downward sloping demand function. Next thing is we are being given that price is equal to 50. So current price is 50. Let us draw it here. So current price is, market price is $50. Corresponding to this price of $50, we need to find out the quantity demanded at price is equal to 50. So that can be found, that is x is equal to 50 minus 1 upon 10. We plug the price that is being given us as 50 here. Okay, 0 and 0 gets cancelled, so x comes out to be 50 minus 5, which is 45. So we got here 45. Now what is consumer surplus? Consumer surplus is simply the difference between the price that a consumer is willing to pay and the price he actually pays. The price he is actually paying is the current market price. Okay, so the difference between these two prices, rather the area of this triangle gives us the consumer surplus. The area which is above the equilibrium price or market price and below the demand curve gives us the consumer surplus. That means we need to find out the area of this very right angle triangle, and our consumer surplus will be then equal to the area of this very triangle, and we know area of a triangle is simply 1/2 of base into height. Let me write it. B is base and h denotes the height here. So we have 1/2 of, what is the base of this triangle? That's 45. Okay, it is 0 to 45. Here it will be 45 up to this. So we write here 45. And what is the height of this triangle? That is simply 500 minus 50. Okay, so that will come out to be 450. So let's write it here, 450. Solving this will give us 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, carry 2 5s are 10. So we got 45 into 225. So let's do this calculation. 225 into 45. So 5 5s are 25, 5 2s are 10, 11 12, 5 2s are 10 and 11, 4 5s are 20, 4 2s are 8, 9 to 10, 4 2s are 8 tage 9. So we have 5 2 1 now tage the. So we got 10125. That means the area of this triangle came out to be 10125, and which is our consumer's surplus. Okay, this is one method of solving this question. Another method is to use the integration. Okay, so let's solve it by that very method also to make the things easier for you. So first what we need, if we want to solve this question using the integration method, we need to find out the inverse demand function. That means first we solve this function for price, that is 1 upon 10. P will be equal to 50 minus x, or P will be equal to 500 minus 10x. Okay, also we need to find out the quantity transacted at the market price of 50. Since P is equal to 50, we can find out the x will be equal to 50. Just plug P is equal to 50 into this demand function, so we have minus 1 upon 10 into 50. It will come out to be 45, as we have seen earlier. So the consumer surplus, if we want to use the integration, consumer surplus is simply the definite integral from 0 to equilibrium quantity, which we got x, and taking the definite integral of inverse demand function with respect to x, and from this we subtract the total expenditure, which is price into x. Okay, so we have the definite integral from 0 to 45. Demand function is this 500 minus 10x. We integrated with respect to quantity. To this we subtract the total expenditure, that is P into X. This will give us the consumer surplus. Okay, this method we often use when we are being given the non-linear demand and supply functions. Okay, I was just trying to explain. We can also use this very method. It will be a lengthy one here. Now the integral of 500 will be 500x minus the integral of x will be x square upon 2, and we evaluate it from 0 to 45. To this we subtract the total expenditure, so P into x. P is 50 and our x is 45. Okay, now we evaluate these terms first at 45. That means in place of x we write 45 here first, then we subtract and evaluate it at 0. So in place of x we will write then 0. So let's evaluate it at 45 first. So we will have 500, in place of x we have 45 minus, so 2 ones are 2 5s are 10, so we are left with 5. X square means 45 square, 45 square. Okay, then we subtract and evaluate it at lower limit. Since lower limit is 0, 500 into 0 will be 0, and 10 into 0 square upon 2 will be 0 again, so we will not evaluate it at all because it will become 0. To this we subtract the total expenditure 50 into 45, which will come out to be 2250. Okay, when we solve this 500 into 45, it will come out to be 22500. I have done this calculation. 5 into 45 square, it will come out to be 10125. I hope this calculation is right. And then we have 2250. When we subtract these things we will get 10125. Okay, so using integration we can also calculate the consumer surplus. Now this thing denotes the area of this whole quadrilateral. Okay, so let's explain it here little bit. So let us say we have this quadrilateral. Okay, this the area of this whole quadrilateral. From that we subtract this total expenditure. Okay, let us say if it is like this, and when we subtract we get the upper triangle as the consumer surplus. So the area of this is simply the definite integral from 0 to 45 and taking the integral of demand function. To this we subtract the total expenditure, that is P into X, and we are left with the consumer surplus. Okay, so from this area we subtract this rectangle and we are left with upper right triangle, that is our consumer surplus. So when we take integral from 0 to 45, 0 to X, we are actually getting the area of this whole quadrilateral. From that we subtract the area of this rectangle and we get the area of this triangle, that is our consumer surplus.